Everyone, good evening. Good. It's not even evening. Good afternoon. Most of you know who I am, Chandra Brooks, founder of the Powerhouse Academy and the Powerhouse Women. We're having some technical difficulties with my guest today. So just be patient with us. We're trying to get it together. Sometimes technology don't want to work with us, so we're trying to work it out right now. And they're gonna pop in when they can pop in. So let me just message them. Um, let's see. We're trying to. I could hear you, Lakeisha. I could hear you, but I
You
can't
can
see
hear
you.
me?
I just can't see you.
Because I can't get the camera up, so I'm going to another building, and
Okay,
I'm gonna
we're
try. I'm
live.
gonna
Just
try to find a.
FYI, we're live
Oh,
already. It's
I'm gonna
okay.
try to find a room real quick. I'll be
It's
right
all
back.
good. It's all good. I had to go live just to let everybody know because we're already late. So I just went live and I knew I could pop you guys in when I can.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna pop you out, and then once I can see your face, then I'm gonna let you in. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So we're trying to get everybody together. If you are here, say hello if you're gonna join me. I know I invited some women that were interested in joining Powerhouse to the live to watch so they can understand and they can see the energy and they could see some of the results that have come out from the Powerhouse Academy and some of these amazing women that have been through the program. So if you are here, say hi, say what your name is, because sometimes your name doesn't pop up under the comments. So tell me who you are, why you're watching, and ask questions as we're going live. So Lakeisha is going to come in. Lakeisha McDonald, I'm so excited to have her. She was in Powerhouse, and we created her Win Mentality program. And her Win Mentality is all about career development, career success for young people, for students, for college students, because that's where she came from. That's her profession. She works at MJC, Modesto Junior College, and she had a vision to do something more with these young people. They're going to college, they're getting these degrees, they're getting these credits, but they have no direction on their career or where they want to go. So she wanted to create something that was for community college students. And so we created that, and I'm telling you, she's been blowing up. She's been offering and creating the program and has contracted with several community colleges to implement this program up and down California and throughout the United States. So I'm really excited to have her here and to talk with her and give an update. It's just kind of like where are they now type of interviews today. So okay. Okay, yeah. So uh, Latoya's running late too. She has a hair appointment that went overboard. So we're gonna figure it out. And this is what happens when when you go live and when you schedule things. Sometimes it's not going to happen the way you want it to happen. So you just never know. You just never know. So you just got to keep going. So Latoya Fernandez is somebody who came to me a couple years ago, and she was like, "Look, Chandra, I want to create like a restorative justice program. I want to ensure that young people aren't being they're not being suspended from school, kicked out of schools for behaviors that maybe other kids aren't getting kicked out for." So she ended up, being a teacher at a charter school, becoming the restorative justice director. I think this has been a minute. Here locally. And then she got a great opportunity for her daughter back in her hometown in Connecticut. And so she decided to go there. And right before she left there, she was on her way to run for city council here in San Jose. So, after the academy, she just got involved in the community more. She built up her name. She won awards. Like all these things were going on for her after she finished the academy, but she was able to elevate her name in a big city like San Jose. And that's not easy. That's not easy to elevate your name and have influence in San Jose, in a big city, right? It's harder. So taking the skills that she learned as a leader and taking it to Connecticut, to her Hartford, Connecticut, she's been able to elevate herself in that community very fast. So she was just appointed to the school board. Well, the Department of why did I just go blank right now? She's going to tell us, right? But a higher level than the school board. It's really over all the school boards. And the Board of Education out in Hartford, Connecticut. So she was just appointed to the Board of Education in Hartford, Connecticut, and she's the first chief diversity officer for that city as well, right? A position they've never had, they've created for her because of what she's done in that community since she's moved back. And I don't even think it's been a year yet. It might have been just under a year or a little over a year that she's been back home and dominating her city. So these are the skills you get, and we're going to talk about that when she gets on and when Lakeisha gets on. Of course, we'd have Lakeisha, can you hear me? Okay, she's not here yet. But of course, we'd have technical difficulties for both of both of them today. But we just got to go with the flow and make it work. I have a few other meetings right after this. So why I want to do these is because I want y'all to understand the lifelong benefits of getting coaching for yourself. Okay? The lifelong, not only personal benefits, right, for your own personal development, but also for your own professional development and for your business. Once you create certain types of skills from coaching, which is mindset, which is strategy, which is, okay, I learned this skill. Now I'm going to duplicate it here and I'm going to keep going, and having the mindset of an entrepreneur, because that's not easy. You could be a very confident person in general, but if you don't have a mindset of an entrepreneur, and what's the difference? The difference is that you have to understand that you're going to have a lot of mistakes, and you're going to have times where you're not making any money, and you're going to have times where you mess up or things don't work out, and you got to figure out, okay, what's next? What can I do, and how can I fix this? Regroup and not give up, and shake it off and move forward. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people give up before they even start, right? People give up way too soon, and you never know, that next thing that you did and you implemented, that could be the next big thing. So you have to be able to understand the difference, and you have to be able to say, like, let me make a whole lot of mistakes so I can figure out what doesn't work, so I can figure out what works. And that's what entrepreneurship is. It's making a whole bunch of mistakes because you're taking a lot of action and you're trying a whole bunch of things, and then you're figuring out where that like sweet spot is. And people aren't willing to do that. A lot of people want that success instantly, right? They're like, Chandra, give me the success instantly. Chandra, like, so once I work with you, am I going to instantly have clients? Am I going to instantly? No, it's not up to me. It's up to you. I'm going to teach you the skills, okay? But it's up to you to implement. But if you don't implement and you don't do what I tell you to do, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. So, you have to meet me halfway. And sometimes it could take longer than expected. Everybody's journey is different. But I promise you, if you do the things that your coach tells you to do that has proof that it works, it will work within time. But you can't expect instant success. You can't expect instant success. You have to be able to have that patience and love what you're doing. And this is why I push this, y'all, about really loving what you do. Because if you don't love what you do when you decide to launch a business or a movement, whatever you're trying to launch, you're going to want to give up faster. You're going to give up faster because your heart's not in 100%. When your heart is in something and you love what you do, you're going to keep going no matter what, because you see the long-term vision. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. When you're not doing what you don't love, you don't see that. Right? You're just kind of like, okay, let me pass that. And this is why a lot of people go up and down, especially doing MLMs, right? Some people, you see shiny object syndrome. You want to start selling those drinks. You want to sell those supplements, that weight loss stuff, that pill, the insurance, travel, but it's not your passion. So then you jump in and out of these things. And I'm not trying to talk down on you, okay? You want opportunity. You want to be an entrepreneur. But I always encourage people is make money for yourself, because when you do those ones, you're making money for those companies. You're making them rich. Why don't you create a business where you're going to make yourself rich, right? Where you're going to make yourself rich. So it's all about, really finding your thing, sticking to it, creating it, and be passionate about it, finding out how to monetize it, launching it, and then how to sell it. So I think we got Lakeisha is ready and she's here. So I'm seeing her. Gets it up. Oh, there she is. All right, I'm gonna bring her. I'm gonna bring you to the
My
stage.
lighting is so bad. I'm sorry.
Actually, it's not that bad. Maybe to you, but it doesn't look bad on this side.
Okay.
Breathe. You're good. You're good. How you doing?
I'm so good.
I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to finally be here.
Oh, I like that shirt. Are we branding?
You know
today?
what it is. You know what
Okay.
it is.
What does that say?
This says win mentality.
Uh-huh.
Invest. Oh, wait, work, invest, and never give up.
I love it. I love it. So I was giving them the rundown of you and Latoya. It's funny. Latoya's in the chair at the hair shop right now. And
Okay.
she's frustrated because the lady's taking forever on her head. And I said, just jump in when you're done and we'll be okay. We'll get it started.
I know that feeling, Latoya. Trust me.
Yeah. So she's going to be joining us in a minute. So
Okay.
I gave them a rundown on you a little bit, but kind of just tell us about what you do, who you are, and your program and all that good stuff.
So, if you go on any of my social media handles, what you'll see is Career Coach Rebel, which came from the fact that I started off as a career empowerment coach, which was very general. Over the last 2.5 years, it's honed into more where I'm a student success empowerment coach. I create and I design workshops and trainings that are focused primarily on helping the community college students successfully transition from classroom to career. We start with the basics, cover letters and resumes, and we go all the way to learning negotiation skills. Recently, we launched the Win Mentality Student Leadership and Activist Academy, which focuses on finding leaders within community colleges that have great potential and really honing in on teaching them how to bring out those leadership skills. Everything is centered again and geared toward making that connection from college to career. Less than 54% of college graduates in the state of California successfully transition within 2 years to a meaningful career that pays them. We've kind of let students think that once you graduate, the degree is enough. One of my mottos is saying that a degree is not enough. And without the right employability skills, the confidence and the ability to articulate those to decision makers, then it's just a degree and it's just a piece of paper, which is valuable. I am an advocate for education, but I'm more of an advocate for making sure that the time spent was spent well and that you had not only an academic plan, but a career plan as well.
Awesome. That's awesome. So tell me like where you're at, where your program has been, where it's going and all that good stuff. I'm going to pop in Latoya because she just popped in right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring her in to listen in and then we'll talk to her.
Okay. Sounds good.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, Latoya.
Hi. Hey, Queens. How y'all doing?
So good. It's good to see you.
It's good to see
you.
Thank you.
Miss you so much.
I
just want a big old hug from you.
I know.
When you get here. I can't wait till you get here. When you get here, we all three of us need to go to Capitol Club. And
oh my goodness, yes.
No.
Don't
say no, Lakeisha. It's okay. It's safe. It's safe. It's safe. It's gonna be safe because it's not my birthday. We're
be there. You know I'll be there. Yes. You call and I always show up. So.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Lakeisha's like, no.
Listen.
It's all good. But Lakeisha was just getting started. She was about to tell us where her program is right now.
Beautiful.
Now, and it's good for you to listen to and hear like where she's at with her programs and what she's doing right now. So Lakeisha, go ahead, give us an update. Then we'll introduce you, Latoya.
So it's been an exciting last 2 years. Win Mentality has had an impact on, as of date, 1,000 students. That's not true. Almost 1,200 students over the course of 2 years. different workshops and things like that. We have been in probably 10 to 12 different community colleges in the state of California. We've been in 2 in Arizona. We just signed a contract to do some work in Atlanta, Georgia, which I'm so excited about that. And we've also got some work that's going to be done, a big program that I can't really talk about yet, but that's going to be done in Southern California. So it's just really been a season of my territory being increased and being able to do the work that I love to do and to do it outside of the boundaries that I had kind of set for myself. So it's been an exciting 2 years. Did she just take herself out?
I'm trying to unmute myself.
We're like, wait,
I
what?
was trying to unmute myself because I had some background noise that I didn't want everybody to hear. But I remember when you came, to me and decided you were going to join Powerhouse. And, we started talking about this program, and it was just an idea. And it was, is that confidence. We kind of chatted about that the other day. It's just getting out of your own head and getting out of your own way, right?
Yeah.
You're already a badass. Like both of you we're already badasses already. You're already like a leader already, right? Before you came to me, it's not like I like sprinkled some leadership dust on you. You guys were already that, right? You're already, it was just like coming together. Like we all need support and help, just like I did. But talk about just the having the idea and implementing it because I want people to see is that a lot of people are sitting on ideas, right? And they're doubting themselves and they're like, no school is ever going to pay me for this idea. No, nobody's going to hire me. This is dumb, or somebody else is doing it. Like, what did you have to do to be able to create it, launch it, and get out of your own head about it?
That's a great question. One of the things that I had to do was change the narrative of how I speak to myself. Yeah. And that was really important. So I stopped kind of at some point through the process asking myself what I want to do. And I changed that to who do I want to be? And so what that did was that actually allowed me to start not focusing on what I didn't know, the skills that I didn't have, but to be more creative in using what I already had to get started, and then using that as a checkpoint as to things that I would need in order to go a little bit further. And I think we get stuck in the preparation stage, and we get stuck in the research stage, and people will be in the research stage for like 3 to 5 years.
5 notepads on their desk full of ideas.
And you got a million notepads, and you got all these ideas, and you've talked to every person that you can possibly talk to, and you become an FBI agent to figure out how to get started, right? Seriously. But the truth, the truth is that we say it in such a cliche way that the best time to get started on anything is like right now, right this minute. Yes. And it's okay to not know everything. It's okay to have to go back and say, okay, well, this didn't work. I gave it a shot. This didn't work. Let me go ahead and reassess and regroup and figure it out. And when you're speaking about who you want to become too, what you start realizing is that it's very empowering, because the person who you want to become has all of these skills and all of these talents. And it's almost like when you say that out loud, you awaken the person that you have a desire to become. And when that person pops up, you're pretty much unstoppable. So I would really just say, man, change the narrative, change the way that you speak to yourself. Instead of looking at things that all the reasons why they won't work, become a critical thinker and be a person who can see the obstacles and the challenges, and then become wise enough from what you've learned up until that point as to how to navigate through them.
Yeah. And so did coaching help with that? Like being in Powerhouse and having a coach help with getting out of your own head and also seeing the possibilities and having somebody remind you that you're a badass, that you girl, you do this. Like, what are you waiting on? Let's go.
I mean, right? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think what it also did that was really important was the fact that it was able to, I was able to say in our conversations, Chandra, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this. And I think what was really helpful was being able to be reeled back in, to focus and to become great at something.
Yeah, yeah, because we all have, especially visionaries, we have 500 billion, 100 ideas,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And I really like when we would talk and I would have all those ideas. What I learned is every time I came back to you, it was like, okay, no, let me go back and give out my report on this specific thing that we said we were going to do. And I'm just going to jot down the other ideas that keep popping up, but I'm going to stay the course. And I think that's what was extremely helpful with coaching, is that somebody who has kind of like this ADHD mindset, like I do, where my brain is like
I have
literally all,
ADHD.
I, man, my brain like is all
You
over
just
the place.
diagnosed me right now.
I, I think it was like mine's coming together. But
Yeah.
again, one of those things that coaching did for me was that it allowed me to be extremely focused on
Hmm.
specific task, that became milestones, right?
Yes.
To getting
Yeah.
me to where I needed to get to. So I'm a lot
Accountability.
more organized just as a businesswoman
Yes.
than I
Yes.
ever was. And
Yeah.
then also to be able to have you on the phone and get that last little word of you got this.
Yeah.
It kind of aligned with my own affirmation. But as much as we say that we don't need certain things from other people, it is nice to be aligned with someone who wants to see you win just as bad
Hmm.
as you want to win.
Yes.
And that was the energy that you and I have had from day one. It's like I knew that you wanted me to be as great as I knew I was
Right.
capable of being.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I think that
Yeah,
that's what I love about coaching is like, I'm not going to coach you if I don't believe in what you do.
yeah,
Right. And also, I'm going to tell you, pick one thing. That's what we're going to work on. But helping you find that one thing that you're good at. Right.
hmm
And not
hmm
just do whatever the hell you want to create. Do,
yeah,
right? It's really
right,
looking from the outside looking in and saying, well, Lakeisha, you're really good at this and you've been doing this. Like, why aren't we monetizing this?
right,
Right? Why are you trying to add and just put extra work? Because maybe somebody else said, oh, you should do this. We listen to a lot of people in our ear and they're like,
right,
you should do this and you should do that. And they were like, oh, shoot, maybe I should because so and so said it. Like, don't listen to those people.
exactly.
Right?
No,
Don't listen to those people. Yeah. But
it's
so
true, and that's one
just
of the things
focus.
that I push. That's one of the main reasons why I think that I've been able to connect with students the way that I've been able to connect with students is because my agenda is not theirs.
Yeah.
and
Right.
and I think that real coaching is not telling people what to do, but it is connecting them to their potential and then giving them a plan that is going to not allow them just to sit in potential, because that's dangerous as well.
Yeah, we all have some great potential that we're sitting in. And a lot of people
Mhm.
that are watching this have been sitting in their potential for many, many years. Thank you, Lakeisha. I want to just introduce Latoya, who just popped in, and she is a former powerhouse too, and she is far away from us now and on the other side of the country, but she's doing amazing things right now. And she joined Powerhouse Academy and wanted to change the world and help youth. Latoya, just talk about your journey from Powerhouse to where you're at now in a summary, if you can.
Absolutely.
Somehow.
Definitely. I think Powerhouse joining Powerhouse was a pivotal moment in my life. I had pretty much maxed out in the education world in terms of what I could do for students. I had gone from every position that you could have. I started out as a crossing guard, became a tutor, teacher, and administrator. And at that point, I was really looking to take everything to the next level. And I had all these skills, and I really was tired of other people capitalizing off them, quite frankly, and felt like my impact could have been expanded. And I think connecting with you, Chandra, it was just like, all right, like you already have everything that it takes, and it's now time for you to just really bet on yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like Powerhouse really gave me the courage to just do it, to just go out there, to take my first speaking engagement, talking to students and realize that I had a lot of value. Um,
Mm,
and so I think from that moment, I jumped, and I never looked back. I think the biggest thing that I took from Powerhouse was the importance of building strategic partnerships. One of the amazing things I feel like, Chandra, you're really good at, and I think it's because you've done it with yourself, is really highlighting to us how much we are our own brand. So when I went into spaces, I showed up as that. Latoya Fernandez is a household name, is a brand. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had a hard time asking for money. I mean, Chandra and I will go back and forth on this around what my fees should be. And I was so, because I've been used to just doing things for free, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And then and in the end, no one wins. It's okay to, you want to be able to volunteer and do that, but you got to set yourself up right first and be in that position to choose when you want to volunteer, right?
Yeah.
And then when someone's a client. And I didn't have
Right.
that distinction before Powerhouse, you know? So
You're giving yourself for free to everybody.
I was just giving myself a free. But once I learned that value,
Your
I
value.
took off and I was able to take that movement from being someone who could be impactful in a school to being someone who could be impactful in
Yes.
education spaces at large, at the state level, at the federal level. You know, to be able to go into any school, into any space that's impacting education, and consult with them.
Mm.
And know that, you know, what I'm bringing forward is gonna support that situation. So I think from then to now, I've just leapt and I've just kept going. I've been flying, 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 and I feel like
I feel like you
there's
just
nothing
like
I can't do. There's
you just
nothing I
like
can't do.
I'm telling you, like seriously, and you're still going. You're still like a skyrocket right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what is that your is that background noise?
Is that me sounding kind of staticky?
No, I hear like it's like something's moving.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Oh, okay. It's
It
not
might be
okay.
me. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to see what that back. Just put, if you're not talking, do mute, and then when you talk, unmute it.
Yeah, I'm
See.
gonna actually see if
Okay. So like with Latoya, you were also getting ready to actually you were before you left San Jose, you were preparing to run for city council, right? So you were like ready to go. You had won several awards in the community and like speaking everywhere, programs. Like you were just, they did an article on you on San Jose Inside. I mean, it was like, oh, she's the next person running for this office. And then you got an opportunity to go to Connecticut, go back home, right? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to option to go
absolutely.
back home. So now you are dominating in Hartford, Connecticut. Tell us your roles now and where you're at there and what you're doing.
Yeah, so I've been home, actually just celebrated 2 years being back home. You know,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I can't believe it. It's been 2 years.
That's crazy.
And again, you know, with maxing out, I had done what I was supposed to do in California, and I think the reason why I wasn't supposed to see the town council election through was because when it was going to get to that level of change, I needed to come home and do that. And so
Yeah.
I took
Yeah.
the skills that I learned in California. I came home. I actually started within the juvenile justice system out here, being the restorative justice coordinator in the state of Connecticut, going to every single juvenile detention facility, going to DCF group homes, training staff, working with students and families, serving at the Juvenile Justice Oversight Policy Committee table for the state, and really working on some great reform work there. And then moved on to become the first Chief Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Officer for the city of Norwalk, where I worked alongside the mayor of the city to
Wow.
advance equity, you know, for all the residents in Norwalk and in City Hall. So I worked literally directly with the mayor,
So you
and I'm
just
the
have the
first
dream
person.
job, what you've always wanted to do.
Love
Like this is
it.
the dream
Beautiful,
position.
yes. And even to you know, in terms of what I talked about with the strategic partnerships and the branding, when I, you know, was brought into that role, was as someone even came and advocated for me within there, because they said, look, we looked, you know, we've done our research on her, and we need to make sure that we compensate her properly. So, you know,
Accordingly.
I ended up getting what I deserved in that situation. And then I
Mhm.
was more recently just appointed to the West Hartford Board of Education, to fill a vacancy while I'm actually running my campaign right now to serve
Nice.
at full capacity. So to be home in that short period of time, and to be advancing at these tables. I'm considered an expert in the state and restorative
Wow.
justice and a go-to person when it comes to issues with youth, and issues of equity, and inclusion. I also started a statewide DEI table to connect everybody who's doing this work in the municipality, at the state level. So I'm excited. I'm looking for more. I'm just getting warmed up out here.
I
Just
know
getting
you
warmed
are. I know you are. You're still a baby. You're still a baby.
up.
So I could imagine what's going to happen. I'm just so proud of you, and just like you don't stop. And this is what I try to really teach in Powerhouse is really just go. Your idea, that vision, just do it. Like God wouldn't have placed it inside of your gut and inside of you if it wasn't meant for you, and if he didn't want you to do it. And we will talk ourselves out of big ideas. Both of you have had big visions and ideas, right? That are changing lives of young people. Like you think about it, like Latoya got the younger ones, but even now in a bigger way, all the schools in her county, right? She's overseeing. And Lakeisha, you're out there in the community colleges. You're taking them as they get older, transition to young adults. Like think about the impact here right now. And I just got chills talking about it. Just being in a coaching program and working with a coach, giving you the courage to go and do these things that you normally wouldn't do on your own. You might have, right? We all did good things and had some accomplishments without having a coach. And I'm talking about myself too. But having somebody to believe in you and being your strategic partner, kind of strategizing with you and getting yourself out of your own head and borrowing the confidence of your coach for a little while until you were fully in your own confidence to be able to keep going, right? And keep going and keep going and keep going and changing that mindset of, doubting yourself. You already have proof that when you implement something, it works, right? So once you get proof, then you keep doing it, right? That confidence fuels action, and that action fuels more confidence, and then it's like a wash, rinse, and repeat from there, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring you guys on today and just talk about just the long lasting effects of coaching and why it's so important, and how, being in Powerhouse, just for some women that are considering it. Because honestly, to be honest with you, I haven't done a Powerhouse all year.
Oh, wow.
All this year, I haven't done a Powerhouse, and I was trying to get out of it, honestly. And me running away from my own thing, the thing that I created, the thing that's been working for all these years. And I was like, I want to do a different model. I'm going to do it different this way, this time. And of course it didn't work. I was like, nope, that's not what you do. Okay, Chandra, you have Powerhouse groups. You bring Powerhouse women together. It's a movement. Right. It's a group of women going together, and you do that best. So get your ass back up and do another Powerhouse.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it truly is the gift. Yes, good. Because it truly is, and sis, I know you feel this way. It really is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
I feel like there's nothing I can't do, even aside from, a lot of the youth stuff, wanting to open my women's wellness center and coming out here and starting a whole nother movement there. One thing about Powerhouse is showing me that whatever idea I have, I can use that same framework and apply it and be successful. And it's worked time and time again. We see women in our history, Black women like Mae Jemison, who had 5, 6 different careers. And I feel like that's, that is one of the beautiful and unique things about Powerhouse, Chandra, is while you teach us how to become, successful with that one idea, it's so that we have a formula to keep using for all of the brilliant ideas that come.
So yeah, I was just, you know what, you almost just literally read my mind. I was sitting here, I was thinking the other day, I was sitting in on campus, and I was listening to a tutor that was helping a particular student with a math problem. It wasn't the problem that the student was having issue with. It was the formula that led to getting to figuring out the problem. And once she got the formula, she was sailing through the rest of the assignment. And I think that that's metaphorically the best way to explain what happens. It is a collaborative synergy for sure, right? It's definitely that. But it's once you get the formula to success, then what you're going to be able to do is move through that, all those things that you've wanted to do. You're going to keep using the same formula over and over again, and it's going to keep leading you to the same answer, which is success.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's right.
that's what we've been able to get. It's like, now I can say, okay, yeah, we have win mentality, and it started with me just being in community colleges, right? That's great. But now working with cities that are saying, hey, listen, we have faculty and staff that, they need to learn how to better engage and better enhance the learning experience for students. And we can't connect to them the way that you connect when you come in, right? All of these things begin to happen. Another thing that I really wanted to say too is the branding aspect of it, right? Like the fact that I can be walking. I was in Monterey not that long ago, and someone yelled "Career Coach Rebel" from all the way across the beach, darn near. And when I turned around, it was a woman who had attended a training that I did at Stanislaus.
Yeah.
And she's like, I recognize you. You become synonymous with what you create. It's no different than a McDonald's. And you don't have to think of yourself as any less than the person who started Coca-Cola.
Right.
You are a brand, and you can be as big and great as you can envision that. As you can, like, can't nobody tell me that I'm not the bomb career coach.
Rebel. but that's and that's what's great for you, like, to be known as the powerhouse, to be known as a career coach rebel, right? To be known as Latoya PYT Fernandez, like that. They know you are a social justice, restorative justice fighter. I mean, you're branded, right? To know that you have the impact on people and people see you as that, right? And the impact that you're having on these young people, and you're just known for that. That's, you're known for something. You're known for something great. You're not known as the, whatever on the streets, or, like the fast woman in the city. Hey, we got purpose behind us, right? We got purpose.
Absolutely.
We got purpose behind us, and the branding is so important. And that's why I try to teach these clients. I try to teach this. I try to, it's get in your head. It's like, put yourself out there. Like, even if you don't have a product or a service right now, start talking about that thing you love, right? Start just posting about it, putting yourself out there. A lot of people don't understand and they don't get it. They're like, Sean, just give me the blueprint. Let me create, and I want to make money now. I'm like, nobody's going to buy from you, and nobody's going to believe in you until you build your brand and the name behind it.
Yep.
All right. You got to put some oomph behind it. You got to put some things behind it. So I don't know what you guys can give to somebody on the fence about joining Powerhouse, but we know it's hard times right now. So I've really reduced the price for this cohort coming through. So talk to them, ladies, and let them know, please. I love you guys, and I'm a cheerleader for you. And I just want people to understand, like, take opportunity, because you never know, right? You never know when it's going to come back up. So I don't know who wants to chime in here, but if you can just talk to these ladies who are watching, who are going to watch later, because I get a lot of people that watch later, and then they'll be like, I watched the interview, Chandra, and so tell these ladies.
Yeah. I'd say quickly that, it's an investment. I think that we spend money on so many different things, right? Like so many things that we feel are necessary. When I joined Powerhouse, I really couldn't afford it, and I had to figure it out. But I thought about where I wanted to be instead of where I was at, and I made a decision. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a risk. And so that's what really pulled me out, was like thinking, like, if I don't do this right now, I could potentially be in the same position this time next year. And the investment was well worth it, because I have made like 10 times the money that I paid for that. And within the first year, just the way my salary doubled, just from taking new clients. So it's like an investment. I don't even remember what I paid for Powerhouse.
Right. Yeah. It was probably the super lowest price ever.
Right. Makes money since then. It was a well worth the investment that keeps on bringing return.
Thank you, Latoya. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's important to recognize when you've taken yourself as far as you can with what you know, if you continue to find yourself in the same place after working like really, really hard, and it brought you right back to where you started, it's time to do something different. I can't agree with Toya more. We're quick to jump onto other people's dreams that they have, and to support them in that, and we'll somebody will come over and tell you, can you invest in this for me, and we'll dig in our coin purse trying to make it happen for someone else. And then when it comes to ourselves, I think not all women, but a lot of us are so used to being on the back burner and being the second choice for other people that we think that we are more suited to be the tail than the head. And so I really would say that it is an investment. But there's usually great reward from big risk. And I'll be really quick here. I think I said this before, but I don't really gamble. When I went to Vegas not too long ago, and I'm not really a gambler, but I'm standing at the blackjack table, right? Hanging out at the blackjack table. I didn't, when I'm standing there and I'm watching everybody else play, like, it didn't even matter to me. Like, I could absolutely care less what was really happening on that table.
Right.
When I pulled out my little $50 chip, as soon as I put it on the table, everything changed. Yeah. Because now I'm invested.
Yes.
And the goal is either to break even, right? Or to walk away with more than I came with. And I think that that's what we're doing essentially, is that we have to put all bets on ourselves with the intent to walk away with more than you came with.
Yes.
That would be what I leave you all with today.
And that is so true. I felt that, because that's what I do, right? It's like, but my intention when I invest in myself, I'm like, I am going to come out, right? It's like a guarantee. It's a guarantee, because I'm going to be the best student with my client, with my coach, right? I'm going to do everything she tells me to do. So there's no reason why I'm not going to come out winning, because I've seen all the results that coach has gotten. But we don't bet on ourselves enough as women, right? When we are the hottest commodity, we are the commodity. Yes. We will finance a car. We will finance an iPhone. We will finance a house and everything, but we won't bet on or finance on ourselves. Yeah. Right.
And we essentially are the future.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't mean
We're
that
now
just
in the future,
but we really are. So I just encourage you all to just make that decision, make that life-changing decision, and just put yourself first. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, once you put yourself first as a woman, and just think about the things you've been able to do, right? With these new contracts and new money and more money in your bank account and in your life, for your family, for your nieces and nephews, I know they're important to you. Like, the things that you've probably been able to do that you might not have been able to do before, because you have extra income, right? Yeah. And you have these opportunities coming to you. Yeah. It changes the game for your life, for your family, for yourself.
And like, you know what that looks like for me. Yeah. I'm not really one to, I've never really been one to talk about that, but it does change your life. And we have to stop living in this mindset that living from paycheck to paycheck, or that because we have $200 left this month, that that's great. It's not to knock anyone. It's just to say, what if? Yeah. And that's a period at the end of that. That's a whole statement.
Yes. What if?
What if?
What if? And that's a great thing about being in circles like this, and so that I can share with y'all and with my clients, is the possibilities, right? It doesn't have to be a biweekly paycheck only. It could be a biweekly paycheck, and right, it could be an income of $20,000-$30,000 a month, and you didn't even think that you could ever do that, right? It was impossible. I never thought I could. Yeah. Right. After being so programmed and conditioned to only know a job and only know a biweekly paycheck and only take a salary that somebody told me I was going to take. Yeah. Right. And tell me what I was worth. when I knew that I had bigger vision for myself. So I know that, it's so important for us to be able to get in rooms and invest, pay to play, to get in rooms with people that can show you more, that can show you the possibilities. And
Yes.
if you work with them and you do the things that they tell you to do, it's going to work. And I know that's worked for me, being in group programs, being in coaching programs. I'm like, I did what they told me to do and it worked. Right. And it worked, but I would never known them. If I didn't invest, I would never been in rooms with these women. And now these women are my friends. So now these women walk with me on the journey of entrepreneurship, and we're making, we're like texting each other and messaging, girl, I just closed a $10,000 client. I just closed a $20,000 client. I just closed a $30,000 client. Like, that's our conversations, like regular conversations. When are you going to have regular conversations with people like that in your normal circle? You're not, until you pay to play and get around higher caliber people and people that are going to elevate you and not hold you where you're at, right? Because you're not happy there. You want to go to different places, so that you got to figure out, how do I get in these rooms? How do I pay to get in these rooms? So then I can have that elevated way of thinking as well and change my life for my family.
And you guys, that adds just as a quality to your life. It adds a different quality to your life. I know that some people, they say, it's not all about money and all of that stuff. And that's the beautiful thing about us too, is because we also spend a great deal of time just celebrating one another's wins. And we don't, it's not even that we're talking about stuff like that. We do though, but it's not even that we're talking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
What we've been able to see in one another is the added value of the quality of life. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I really want to emphasize that, is that you get a certain quality of life when you can create your own schedule, when you can show up for your children in a different way than you've been able to ever show up for them financially. But even more than that, just being able to go to their games when you couldn't go to their games, and being present in their lives, to be able to say, you know what, I don't feel good. I don't have to go to, just any old doctor. I can go in and get taken care of. It adds value and quality to your life. So that's something that I really want to emphasize that too.
And you know what, I wanted, Lakeisha, before we get off, I have to go get on a call with a client.
Me
but
too.
before we jump off, I just want, because I think a lot of women are conflicted because they have jobs and they feel like they have a conflict of interest, right? Like, I can't create this program or service because I'm working in this same field or this job. And with you, like, we dealt with that situation, right? We dealt with that situation head on. And what I really try to do is figure it out with you and say, okay, how can you create this still, and maybe pitch it to your company, implement it your company in your business, right? And you get paid as a consultant, but also get the permission from them, and they know, okay, I have this job, but I'm a consultant, I have my own business, and they support you. I don't know how much you want to talk about that. I'm gonna leave that up to you, but how you made that work.
My goal was never to leave where my college. That was never my goal. And I've always made that extremely clear with them. I do exceptional work. I have made myself valuable. I have made myself a viable asset. And because of that, there are certain flexibilities that I've been able to have within that. Again, though, you have to understand there's a level of confidence that I operate from, that I would hope, if you don't already have it, that you would have it, because I'm a great negotiator, and they know that I'm going to give my very best. They know that I want to see their organization win as well as mine. And I made that extremely clear. You would be surprised how many of your supervisors and your bosses are waiting for you to come in and have the conversation that you want to branch out and do something in addition to. They see it.
They want to be happy for you.
You'd be surprised. So, and I don't take for granted everything that I've learned and everything that I continue to learn here. I don't take that for granted at all, but I'm honest, and And again, you have to make yourself valuable
Mm-hmm.
where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you can make yourself valuable, again, you'd be surprised how many of your supervisors and your bosses, if you walked in right now and said, hey, listen, I'm trying to do this, we're so intrepidatious and we're so afraid
Yeah.
to put something out into the universe because we don't know if we're setting ourselves up for. And
Yeah.
listen, take the leap. One of two things happens when you leap into the unknown. You'll either land where you're not supposed to be, no big deal. You know how to get back to where you were, or you're going to land exactly where you were supposed to be. And I just took a leap, Chandra, and I just worked out for me. I love my college. I love it.
And they're very supportive of you and
Very
cheer
supportive.
you on what you're doing. And I think that a lot of people are just scared to ask, right? They make assumptions. Oh, my company's not going to, I already know they're going to be mad and they're going to be like, but if you come with them with a plan, you know, you're like, I'm not going to be working on my business during this time and this time. I'm going to be marketing in the evening and it's totally different. This is my plan. This is exciting. I've been having this vision for a long time. Like, you have to shoot your shot. You have to take it because they can say yes or no. And if they say no, then you regroup and you figure it out, right? And you figure it out from there. But everybody's scared, right? To scared just to ask, or they make assumptions on how it's going to turn out. You just never know. It might turn out better for you.
Listen,
it might turn out better for you.
For anybody who feels that way, DM me.
Send her a friend request. Friend her and follow her.
DM me. I'm happy to talk you through the process. I want to see you win. Listen, I want to see you win. That's it.
That's right. That's right. All right, Lakeisha, I got to go get on this call with my client, but I appreciate you and I love you so much. Go do some work. Go do some work and I'll hit you later because I need to see you too soon.
Okay.
But we'll talk later and thank you so much for being on here. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, girl. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching and listening to these women's stories and understand the possibilities for yourself, right? And what you can really do and accomplish. The sky's the limit. There's actually no limits to what you can accomplish. And that big idea that you have that's been festering in your stomach and in your gut and in your head that won't go away, that keeps tapping on your shoulder, it's time to launch it. It's time to take action. It's time to create the change. Do you see all this change that these two women were doing alone for thousands and thousands of kids across the country? That could be you. That could be you. And you're sitting in your own thoughts, overthinking. You need somebody to push you. You need somebody to give you strategy. You need somebody to hold you accountable. You need a team of women, hand in hand, arm in arm, doing it together. Okay. I am looking for 10 women to do this with. I want 10 women. I start the first week of August is my next Powerhouse Academy. We already have 4 or 5 women locked in. Are you going to be one of them? Are you going to go on this 10-week journey with us, right? And once you're a powerhouse, you're always a powerhouse. So reach out to me if you're interested. We'll talk. We'll do this together. We'll figure it out. Don't be scared of the payments. There's payment plans, there's financing, there's every type of way to work with me, okay? So don't make assumptions that you can't afford it. Just ask because you never know. All right, ladies, I'll see you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, because I know I have gentlemen watching too. I'll see you soon. If you have any questions, just reach out to me, okay? I'm just an inbox away. Take care. Have a great day.